Hello, everybody, and welcome back in to another episode of The Cycle, the third episode of The Cycle this week, and we're going to close things out for the week talking about pitching. I'm once again joined by Kelly Kirby, and Kelly, I believe you are going to go through some pitching streamers in a minute once we get there. But to start, if you watched the previous video, you heard me talk about syncing your leagues to FantasyPros and how useful it is. And we also have our lineup assistant to help you set your lineups. So, struggling with lineup decisions, our lineup assistant recommends optimal lineup suggestions to maximize your team's performance each day or week. Just sync your league for tailored guidance based on your roster and league settings. Download the Fantasy Baseball My Playbook app or visit fantasypros.com/MLB My Playbook to set your winning lineup today. And I will say, even though we are fantasy analysts in the industry, I use the Fantasy Pros tools because they are very useful. And I am definitely a big proponent of syncing your leagues, mostly for what I said before, but just about seeing where players are in your league. And another tool is the pitcher streaming tool. And that's what we're going to use to talk pitcher streamers for the upcoming week. And so I will hand it over to you, Kelly, to go through the week and talk about some of your favorite pitchers to stream in your leagues day by day.
Day by day. So there's some interesting ones out here, I think, this week that I liked, but I'm sure once I tell you them, you'll tell me why it's dumb and then tell me a different one. But that's okay. I'm used to you by now. Anyway, so Monday, on Monday, if you watched the second of our videos, I talked about how Eury Perez is kind of my favorite pitcher streamer, or my favorite waiver wire pickup as a kind of why not he gets to face the Pirates. So on Monday, I'm going to start him. It's in Pittsburgh. I think it's just a really nice return option. I mean, they have a collective weighted on base average of 285, which is horrible. So, I'm going. Good. What was that?
So that's not good.
That is not good for people if you don't know it. So Eury Perez at Pittsburgh Tuesday. I think he's still healthy from what I've seen. Kyle Harrison is going up against Colorado anytime. It's in Colorado. I don't care.
It almost doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it's like just block out everything you used to know about it, and remember that they are also terrible. And so, I'm going to stream him. No problem there, because their collective weighted on base average is 278. So I think it's like the only one that's lower than Pittsburgh. So when in doubt, stream against them. On Wednesday, I went with David Festa at home against Texas. I think that one was a little bit like more where everyone either had, like, all the big dogs had the easiest matchups. So I can't recommend you pick up Max Fried or Framber Valdez. So I would stream Festa. Just I like his numbers. Texas also has not been good. And I like Minnesota at home this time of year going forward. It still plays a little bit like a pitcher's park, and so I'm good with that one.
I would say real quick, I don't want to interrupt you, but just for context for the people who aren't as familiar with weighted on base average and WOBA, that's bad. Like 280, 270 is bad. It's not like batting average where like 300 is really good and like 270 is solid. Like 270 WOBA is bad, really bad. Like, I think league average is like 320 or higher. So it's like a little bit higher scale than batting average.
Yep.
And it's, that's really takes into account your quality of contact. And so if you're below 300, it's bad. And if you're 270, it's really bad.
Yes.
As a team, not just one person. As a team, that's atrocious. Putrid, as you would say.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I almost wrote that down. I was like, I guess apparently I'm stuck on that word today.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to
No, you're totally fine. I think that's good to remind them that, this is not batting average. This is collectively, they can't do anything as an offense. So sticking with that, Hayden Birdsong also gets to face the Rockies on Thursday. And once again, why not? Let's do it. He's not rostered in very many leagues. So I am totally good with running him out there. He's at 37% owned, so rostered. So I think you're good. Friday, I have Michael Wacha at home against the Athletics. His numbers don't suck. So he's at like 68 and 2/3 innings, and his ERA is 2.88, and he has a 1.17 WHIP. And at home, I'm fine. I would not stream him if they were in Sacramento. And then Saturday, this one was probably this might be my stretch. But I went with Logan Henderson for Milwaukee at home against the Cardinals. That's a little bit of a hairy prospect. The Cardinals are obviously a better hitting team than the other ones that we've discussed, but I like that he's at home. I like his numbers. So I'm good with that one. Dustin May is also, he's going up against San Francisco, and they as a team are still under 300 in weighted on base average. So those were the two I was kind of going between, even though Shane Smith is just sitting out there. So and then the last one for Sunday, I loved what I saw at Griffin Canning in his last start, and he is going to be at home against Tampa Bay. And I think that that's who I would stream out of that day, even though Colin Ray at home versus Pittsburgh looks a little enticing. And I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Don't pick up Colin
I really
Ray.
I really like Logan Henderson. I don't love the matchup, obviously, but for me, he's the best pitcher on this list. It's funny. I was just, when we keep talking about like synced leagues, whenever I use this tool, I put in like our shallow ESPN league to see who's available. And I was looking at Saturday. I was like, why is Zach Gallen available? And I realized, I dropped him. That's why Zach Gallen's available. Like I personally dropped Zach Gallen. That's why he's available. So that surprised me. But if you want to stream Zach Gallen, I wouldn't against the Padres.
Nope.
I will say on Saturday, Lance McCullers against the Twins. I don't hate that one.
Yeah, I mean, you have a love affair for Lance McCullers going, so I don't like his 1.4 whip, and I don't think Minnesota's terrible. So, I mean, depending on who's healthy by then for them, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, depends on which way the Byron Buxton wind is blowing that day.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going through looking at some others. Not to second guess you, I just like to look at the list myself.
You're good.
Did you mention Jameson Taillon on Thursday against Pittsburgh?
I did not, but I've liked how he's looked lately. Like he keeps popping up on VBR when you look at your like weekly streamers list. So that one looks good too. If the wind's blowing in, one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
This time at Wrigley, you start to get a little messy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Check the wind on Thursday. See if you want to stream Jameson Taillon. But yeah, that Thursdays are such a small slate that he could be available. All right, we don't have to do any more. You already nailed the good ones. We can move on. Let's talk about our 2-star pitcher competition. And boy, do I hope Worm listens to this, because I graded our most recent matchup, and he threw out a clunker. So he gave you some flack when he was out, as he always is, as you're always filling in for picking up his slack. He criticized you for using Shane Smith. Shane Smith got 15.8 points that week. I had Zach Wheeler, who dominated you and got 46.5 points, so not even close. What are you going to do? But this week, Worm picked his own player, and he did even worse. Worm picked Jacob deGrom, and he got 12 points. So you could argue that you dug deep into the barrel, didn't waste a good pitcher, and got almost 16 points out of Shane Smith. He got 12 points out of Jacob deGrom. I used Garrett Crochet and got 40.9 points. I almost feel like I should get 2 wins for this one because of how dominating it was. I won't put it on there, but I got the win for that matchup. I'm now winning 5-3 on the year. As you mentioned in the first video, next season we probably just should do all 3 of us, especially as we rotate on and off. As me and you have surgery and Worm takes vacations. I want to clarify, I am kidding about that stuff because the YouTube comments get like really mad at me. I just like to give Worm a hard time. One person actually said like he swears that we hate each other, which is it's not true.
Oh yeah, no. This is just the language in which we express love for one another. It's fine.
Yeah. I did laugh last week because I watched the show. I did laugh when you called us like the surgery triplets or something.
Yeah, the surgical triplets. Yeah,
because all 3 of us have missed time for procedures. I was out again last week for a various procedure. I'm obviously back now. But Worm is just taking vacations now. What are you gonna do? It's bad enough he's leaving soon to go cover football. Who knows when? But he has to take vacations too. Come on, stay committed to the show, man.
Exactly.
So Oh, it's a little confusing. So week 9 coming up, I see Kelly's pick and Worm's pick, and I was like, "Where's my pick?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, you filled in for me." So for the current, so that was for 2 weeks ago. For the current week, we don't know who won this one, but you have Joe Ryan, I guess for me, and Worm has Carlos Rodon. Maybe we should just go back and like remove your picks and just tally them all for you, and like if you won, take it away from me and Worm. We'll have to see if Worm approves that. We'll just like pick it up going forward. All right, stalled long enough. Tell me your 2-star pitcher for this week, which maybe is for Worm, maybe is for you. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, this one just jumped out, and he hasn't used him yet, so I am going with Chris Sale. He is scheduled to face Milwaukee in Milwaukee, and then he gets the Rockies at home. I predict that he's going to have Garrett Crochet-like scores, and it should be good.
I, in turn, am going with Andrew Abbott, who has just been really, really good this year. Like, I keep waiting for him to not be good anymore, but everything is checking out. He looks really good. Underlying numbers are backing it up. Like, as I said in the first video, like, if Andrew Abbott was breaking out, this is what it would look like. His matchups are at Cleveland and at Detroit. So I don't really love doing 2 road starts, also against, like, 2 pretty good teams. But you know, I'm rolling the dice. I have a healthy lead in the contest. I'm rolling the dice a little bit. Some other names to consider. Not Merrill Kelly. Although he's been pitching very well, but his second start against the Padres, so I would not stream Merrill Kelly. Jeffrey Springs has been better, and he gets the Angels and Royals. It's not terrible.
I thought about that one.
Stream. Yeah, not for the contest, but if you're looking to stream a 2-star pitcher, that one's not bad. Brian Bayo I wouldn't do because one of those starts against the Yankees. Matthew Boyd, been pitching well, but he's got the Phillies for one of those starts. Anybody else? Bubich, 1 starts against Yankees. Don't want that. I want no part of Clayton Kershaw.
No.
Freddie Peralta's got 2 starts, but it's Braves Cardinals, so like 2 not the best matchups there. I don't trust Zebby Matthews for his 2 starts. I thought Zach Wheeler got 2 starts, but he doesn't. Pavetta, but he's got Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Logan Gilbert, but he's just coming back from the IL, and he's got Diamondbacks, Guardians, so staying away from that. I think we picked the 2 best ones. I don't think there's many other options.
No.
There's Mackenzie Gore, Mets, Marlins. I don't hate that one.
I don't hate that one at all.
So that might be number 3. But in terms of like, I'm looking for other like streaming ones. You mentioned, who was on your list on Sunday, Griffin Canning. So if it's a weekly league, I lost my spot on the sheet here. If it's a weekly league and you have to start Griffin Canning, you can get him for 2 starts, with the first start being on Tuesday against the Nationals. So that's also not terrible. If you want to stream a 2-star pitcher, Griffin Canning, that might be the top streamer if he's available, which he is in almost 70% of leagues. All right, let's wrap things up with some weekend excitement, a segment that Worm forces us to do. And I'll go first. We have the Belmont Stakes. I'm not a huge horse racing guy, but now that I work for Betting Pros, I have to be. And so I'll be doing a lot of Belmont Stakes work the next few days, and I'll probably watch it on Saturday as well. And then also, I wrote on the sheet Red Sox versus Yankees, I guess. As a Red Sox fan, I will watch the series, but it kind of stinks, and the Yankees are really good, and the Red Sox are not. So, but, you know, we can enjoy every weekend as much as we can that we have baseball. So,
yes,
I don't take it for granted. How about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same other sport focus. My Oilers are in the Stanley Cup, and they won in overtime last night.
Big win. I watched it. Look at me watching hockey.
Wow, in dramatic fashion.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you check out our live stream, we have an NHL live stream, betting NHL live stream on Tuesdays and Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern. I famously am among the 17 people that I know have checked it out. I predicted us a 4-game series, so I'm cocky, and I think that's a great place to be. But also,
that's on Twitch, right?
Yeah, it's on Twitch. Thank you for that.
Twitch.tv/FantasyPros.
And then other than that, I'm WNBA, MLB. I've got the 2 stacked TVs in the living room. If it even pretends like it might rain, that's where I'll end up. And even if it doesn't, sometimes in the sunshine, I'm just like, it's really nice to look out the window. I don't have to be out in it. I'm going to watch baseball. So that's my weekend excitement.
Sweet. I find myself watching the WNBA schedule a lot just because I want to bet the games now. So,
yeah.
Even though I don't know a ton about the WNBA, I just do bet the math. So I get really annoyed when there's like a random Wednesday with no WNBA games. I'm like, what the heck are we doing here, girls? Come on. I want some games. All right. Anything else before we close it out?
I think I'm good. This has been fun.
All right. I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Well, I was lying. Whatever.
I was really salty at the end of this, so hopefully people appreciate my humor and they don't get mad at me in the comments anymore. But I am who I am. We are who we are. All right, that'll do it. Let's shut it down. For Kelly Kirby, I'm Mike Maher. This has been The Cycle, and thank you for stopping by.